Welcome everyone to Let's Play The Illusion of Gaia. Old game. I honestly believe this is one of my favorite SNES games. Really, like, this game is freaking amazing, and it happens to be part of a trilogy. An unnamed trilogy. It is Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terra Enigma. And in the UK, if you are UK and watching this is the Illusion of Time. I don't know why the name change, but I'm just gonna let this intro cutscene play. Soul Blazer and all of these three games are action RPG-y, I guess is the best way to put it. Very similar to Zelda. Just read the story if you want. It comes to like overworld kind of deal where you run through dungeons similar to Zelda and swing weapons, and here and there you get upgrades to increase your attack and defense. The biggest transitional phase I feel like was going into Illusion of Gaia and leaving Illusion of Gaia, because to be honest, Illusion of Gaia is probably the most different of the three games. But Soul Blazer is probably the most repetitive. Shame, because I love that game. But yeah. Illusion of Gaia is probably the biggest change in the three games. And the games haven't seen any outside release. I do believe, like, except for like Wii on the eShop, you have Illusion of Gaia. I don't believe Terra Enigma is there, but Terra Enigma is probably another of my favorites. If only I could finish it. It's really, really hard. But one interesting thing about this game and Terra Enigma in general is that it takes place in a semi-real world. Except in Illusion of Gaia, the world is not as we think it would be. It is Earth, and we will, you know, spoiler alert, go to the Great Wall of China. But aside from that, everything is fantastical. This is your little overworld thing, and it's showing you your first little area. Let me make sure my controller even works. I'm hoping my stick... I have problems with my control stick. Start? Diary start from beginning. I'm not gonna do any talking of the script. Honestly, the script is pretty short in this game, with a few cutscenes here and there. I will be going for 100%, whether or not I can beat Solid Arm, for those of you who know what this game is. Solid Arm is a pain in the ass, and I don't know if I'll actually be able to beat him, because he's hard. But here we start off in school, meeting our kind of four characters here. Will is the one on the left. I'm just gonna read through it myself and keep it going when I've finished reading it, plus a couple of seconds, because I'm a fast reader. I actually recently watched a speed run of this game from an event similar to, I think it was AGDQ back in like 2013, I think. The text speeds in this game are kind of weird, and biggest change that you can tell is that demons have appeared outside of town. That's not real worldy. But yeah, sometimes the text speeds are instant, sometimes they're not. It's weird. But here we gain control of Will, our main character. In the town areas like this, there are three different modes of the game. There's the overworld, which you'll see excessively very little of. Town maps, such as this one, where the UI and everything is exactly the same. And dungeons, or battle areas. Our health is represented by those four blue orbs in the top left. And each orb has a state. Each orb also counts as an HP, so we have 8 HP. Each orb counts as 2 HP, rather. Here's our buddy Lance. We saw our friends Seth and Eric before. And he tells us that the cave is at the seashore. And our teacher is kind of a weird dude. This isn't your only walking speed. We're in South Cape. But there's a save point. I'll get to those in a little bit. But if you double tap a direction, you run. You can talk to people about going up places and jumping down from places, and that's a thing that's going to happen a lot in this game. And I also mentioned 100%ing this game. That requires finding this, a red jewel. There are 50 in the game. The rewards for getting red jewels can be small, like an herb, or just anything, really. Sometimes it even revolves getting power-ups for your character. Merchants! Pay attention to merchants. This is actually our house. We can go in if we want. Get a little bit of a monologue from Will. Much of the story is a weird perspective, and I'm going to let it be known here and now. The narration is also by Will, and almost 90% of the time, if you see Will speaking, it's the narration, not his present self, that we are playing. In fact, he talks very little. But here's our Grandma Lola. She tells us to go outside and play because dinner isn't ready. But as you can tell, it has this little isometric kind of view, where it's like above and down a little bit. So yeah, we live with our grandparents. The story is pretty much we went on an expedition with our adventurer father. And we made it back, but he didn't, and we don't remember what happened. He's cooking in a pot. There's a lot of weird little jokes. Here's some girls playing red light, green light. And Eric lives here. I've never actually entered. Okay, he also refers to himself in the third person. Text is basically your indication of who is talking, based on the color of the text. Eric, I do believe, has an orangish text. Oh, she's smoking! Jesus! Huh. Steam treatment. Lol. Eric has the biggest house in town. And Will is a little envious of that. But I think everyone is. So, first come, first serve, huh? I can get that. Collectibly, might as well check down here. Oh my god, it happened. No way. Hahaha. Okay, so this fisherman and his pot will just go all over the dock. Inside the pot is a red jewel, but the pot will only appear when he's on this side of the dock. And oh my god, it happened. It's completely random whether or not he'll end up on one side of the dock or not. More than likely he'll be here or here. So when I didn't see him there, I got a little excited. And inside Lance's house is actually where we're going to be finding our third red jewel. But apparently Lance's father went with us, and he hasn't come back either. But the red jewel, I do believe, is right here. And that's all 3 for South Cape. Now, you may be wondering, what can you do with this red jewel? Well, I'll get to that. Oh shit. Somebody threw a jar. And they don't look happy. Oh, an argument I'm sure every couple's heard. Ow. There's a lot of real life in this game. It's a little weird. But in every town, there is an NPC you can find, always dressed different. I double tapped on accident. I'm awesome. Let me get back up there. The double tapping is a little weird. But here we have this guy. He's the jeweler Gem. Says he controls the 7 seas. But you give him red jewels and see your inventory. And here are your rewards. For 3 you get an orb, for 5 you get defense force, for 8 you get life force, strength, psycho power, dark power, and my secrets. The secrets are our objective, and some of these are incredibly missable. But if you give him red jewels, he just takes all 3 that are in our inventory, and he gives us the herb. The herb is probably, if I remember correctly, the only healing item in the game. So having them is kind of important. See, that's his normal spot. I'm super crazy lucky to have found it when I did. But our objective here is a seaside cave to hang out with our little buddies. Just sit here and play games. Talk to Lance. And our buddy Seth. See, like I said, the text speed is weird sometimes. What's up, Eric? Uh-oh. Double uh-oh. Yeah. Do you? Helmets suck. I'm not a hat person. But if you talk to Seth now, or Lance, I guess. I thought you talked to someone. Apparently you just plant yourself. Just move in next to Eric. And here they kind of shoehorn in the fact that Will has a power. To be frank, he's psychic. And you do that by just facing in a direction of something you can move and hitting your trigger. I don't know why the animation is like that, but this is also your guard. So if you want a guard, there you go. And now he's going to make us play a little card game. He's going to place 4 cards on the ground, and we have to pick the Ace of Diamonds. There's no way for you to know which one it is, because whatever one you pick is it. So to make this quick, let's just boop. They're all excited because we're psychic. And I like that for kind of a kid's game, it kind of explains this. And just remember the psychic thing. Because it comes into play very little, but when it does come into play, it's usually in a life or death situation. And due to our finagling around in the cave, it actually is sundown now. So hey, let's just run on home. So, to give you a lowdown on the situation right now, also, if you're outside and there's wind blowing, you can usually see a little animation of Will's hair and clothes getting rustled, which is neat. This is South Cape. I want to say it's Europe or Africa. The next location is what confuses me, and I think it's intentional that way. But people know there are demons outside and shit's going on, so let's just go in. Piggy! See, like, I don't know if that's narration or not. It's hard to tell. Will doesn't commonly talk to himself, I wouldn't think. He talks inside of himself because he's psychic and shit, but apparently the piggy's name is Hamlet, and this is Kara, whom we haven't been introduced to, but have heard of. Apparently this is the princess that ran the hell away. Exciting. Why is she looking in our house? Huh. Shabby. I forget what happened to his mom. I want to say she just flat out died. Father's name is Ullman. Exposition. At least she seems nice, aside from being a little pig-headed. Ha! Get it? Pig? Yeah. Here we learn that Bill and Lola are actually singers, which is neat. Apparently they sing opera, which is cool, I guess. Yeah, seriously, it's like you're using it for exposition. Speaking of, whenever you see text like that, it's the game talking, telling you exactly where or what's happening. I don't know. Do you guys not research who the hell you let into your house? Interesting thing. Normally the stopping spot for this cutscene is a little to the left of where Bill and Lola are standing, but if you dash into it, I'm just pointing out these things because I think it's great. If you dash into the cutscene, your run animation will carry you just over to where Lola and Bill are standing, kind of. Also, unnecessary question mark at the end of that. How are you letting a girl... Now... Yeah, we figured that out already. Unless there was another Kara. Now, that isn't the last time they'll refer to something feeling like it had happened before. And that is a thing we need to talk about with, like, Terranigma and Soul Blazer. Practical jokes. Yeah, running away from the castle is a practical joke. Viaduct. That's an interesting word. It's actually a prison. Yeah. I guess it stops people from running anyway. So yeah, all we have to do now, I think we can leave, yeah. We can just run around town, talk to people. I think the boys are still down at the cave, but our little mission here is just to go upstairs. Snail pie. Well. And again, like, him referencing the fact that, like, it feels like it had happened before, or a dream where they travel, or whatever. It happens constantly, and it's weird, because they never really explain it. Oh, thank you. I love snail pie. Lol. Well, that was fast. Well, that's very curt of him? Have you? Okay, like, she calls it a spell and calls it a tune. And here is one of the ways we're going to be solving many puzzles, is melodies. I'm going alone. But before we go, I might as well show you what the save point is, because it's one of the most weird abstract things that, again, is almost never explained. No one else sees this. What's going in? And here we are at the dark space. And this is Gaia. She calls our power dark. And it's weird. And I'll get to that in a second. A travel journal, which she records for us. But okay. Again, I say that this game is largely different from Soul Blazer and Terra Enigma, mainly because of the way the game works, but also because of the way the character is portrayed as having dark power. And it's one of the very few games I've played where the main character uses dark power the entire game. And it's explained later, so I won't spoil anything. Also, awesome little layer 3, I want to call that. Layer 2, layer 3 effect in the background. I like it. But, that's all for now. Hitting start will throw up in the map, and that's important too. But select will take you here. And here's where you can show your herb and Lola's melody. And this is your inventory space, and that's all you get. Each individual herb will take up a spot. I always was confused on what that was. It is a sack with herbs in it. It's not bread, it's not a dumpling, it's a sack. And I've been confused about that until like yesterday for 20 years. So, yeah. Actually, let's equip Lola's melody. And next time, we're heading to Edward's Castle. And it's called Edward's Castle to confuse people, because you'll see. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.